Looking at our transportation system, we realized that pretty much 90% of our buses on island are diesel powered. So the OECS came to us with a proposal of converting a internal combustion engine to full electric. And being so enthusiastic about, I'm passionate about transportation, myself and the students decided to take on the challenge. So we did get some funding from them. We got the majority of the retrofit kit out of China from a reputable company. And I think that company has some strong ties with Tesla as well, because the battery pack that we actually purchased from them is used in the Model 3. The donor vehicle was given by the Senator Fire Service. It's an old ambulance. We got the kit. We did all the due diligence on the shell, and the students actually put in the time to see that that project actually worked. So we stripped out the entire old ambulance, took whatever parts that we needed from it, did all the welding, did the body motor placement. I mean, it was a long process. We started in February of 2023, and then we ended in October of that same year. I must say the journey has not been easy. It's one where, I mean, persons come to criticize and say it's not going to work, and we don't see that on our roads and so forth, but that never stopped us. We had a soft launch sometime in November, I think, in Constitution Park, where we actually displayed the bus for persons to see that yes, it can actually work. And
what were some of the biggest challenges with this project?
One of the biggest challenges was the placement of the battery pack. I mean, the battery pack is extremely heavy. I mean, to have students using jacks and, pallet jacks and cranes to try and lift and fit and measure and so forth was one of the biggest challenges. But once we mapped out exactly where we were mounting it up, everything else just fell into place.
Spreading out into the transport sector and the possibility of further conversions like that in the future.
All right, so like I explained to some of the minibus drivers, look at it this way. There's no engine, so you have no oil to buy, you have no air filter, you have no oil filter, you have no spark plugs, you have no injectors, you have nothing at all, nothing to buy, which means that your maintenance cost is extremely low, right? I always say to them, there's no gearbox because you have a direct drive. So there's no need for clutch, pressure plate, release bearing, and nothing of that sort. And I will say to them, you have no differential, so you have to worry about your gear ratio, your differential messing up, and so forth. So which means that if you add up all those savings, which means that you have more money in your pocket as a minibus driver. The only thing that you have to worry about is plug it in and allow it to charge, use it for the day, charge it, and so forth. That's the only thing that you worry about.
What about power?
Right. Okay. So one of the questions that was asked by some of the minibus drivers was if it has the power to go up the bad lane. And I say to them, if you understand how a motor works, you realize that torque is very important, especially when you're going uphill. The ability for a vehicle or a motor to pull, right? And I said to them, that motor spins at 6,000 RPM, and you have 450 Newton meters of torque, which means that it's more torque than any given minibus on the road. So the ability for it to actually move is way above what we are experiencing in the minibus sector.